Mr. Chairman, sir, at the outset, I thank the honorable members for their kind references to me. So far as the budget proposals are concerned, the main criticism was not with reference to the various items of expenditure, but that there was no need for the taxation proposals. One honorable member said that the finance minister could not be popular with taxation proposals. I am aware that fresh taxation will not be liked by the people. At the same time, it is not as if I do not have the desire to be popular. If I have brought forward taxation proposals, it is not with any sense of pleasure, but I have done it as a matter of duty. It would have been easy for me to carry on the year without any fresh taxation proposals. I have no doubt about it, but we have to take a decision with regard to the objective which this government should follow in course of time. If we have to implement the 5-year plan, it is necessary for us to increase the resources. It may be asked whether it is necessary to implement the plan. In this connection, we should remember that there are a large number of people who are starving in this country. I have no doubt that they have been longing for a long time that their condition should improve. It will not be fair to tell them that it does not matter if they suffer for some more years. I am sure that I should not do so. I must tell them that I am doing my best in the matter and that I am going forward as fast as possible so that their condition may improve to the maximum extent possible under the circumstances. When we come to the conclusion that the government must do their best to raise the standard of living of our people, it is necessary for them to raise revenues as much as possible from those who can afford to pay them. That is why I have come forward with these taxation proposals with a view to seeing that we are in a better position to implement the plan which may raise the standard of living of the people to a great extent. So far as the taxation proposals are concerned, it was pointed out by some honorable members that though resources were necessary to implement the schemes, we should find ways and means to reduce expenditure. There is no doubt that the play is put forward on the basis that there is scope for reduction of expenditure. I have examined this question and I have found that it can be done by cutting down salaries or by retrenchment of personnel. As regards cutting down of salaries, I think honorable members are not fully aware of the pattern of government service with regard to pay. It is said that we should cut down the salary of those drawing high salaries. But I would like to point out that most of them belong to All India service and we cannot make any cut in their scale of pay. Then, when we deal with the question of retrenchment, it should be borne in mind that the higher category of officers are very limited in number. It is not as if we have not tried to retrench the personnel. As a matter of fact, I have combined many posts into one post and we have also reduced to the extent possible the number of men required for the administration of our state from time to time. Letter from the manager Varuna and Company, Lucknow to Mrs. Batmanabha and Company, Bhopal. Dear Sirs, I may inform you that I brought your letter before the Board of Directors at their meetings yesterday. But after some discussion, they were obliged to postpone further consideration of the matter until the next meeting of the directors, which will be held towards the end of this month. In this connection, I think the directors will be glad if you set forth your proposals more fully than you have done in your letter. I have to point out that the first cost of the material is very low, but at the same time, the question of the additional cost of preparing it for sales and the additional expenditure which will have to be incurred in advertising it will be taken into consideration by the directors. In the circumstances, if you give your estimate of the total expenditure that will have to be incurred for this purpose, it will certainly help them in coming to a decision. If you make an appointment for some day next week, I shall be glad to see you, and it is possible that I may be able to give you some further particulars in regard to the matter. In the meantime, I have great pleasure in enclosing a copy of the director's report published last month. I hope to hear from you at an early date. Yours faithfully.